beauty. This is hardcore beauty. Anything you wanna be.
Her beliefs, expectations, black men. It was awesome. Awesome.
We welcome and thank you for being a part of our show. How are you doing today, Mr. E?
Yes,
I'm doing spectacularly raw, eccentric, and overlooked beauty. It's a pleasure to talk to you, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you.
Yeah, it's that time of the year already, and school is back in session. We are preparing by getting our school supplies, buying school clothes, making sure the kids are getting their proper nutrition to concentrate on their studies. So who is responsible for them getting their education? All the responsibility of a child's education on the teacher without even knowing all the politics that are involved with teaching.
Because in a lot of the schools that we have a lot of parents who've never been to college or even graduated high school till that point.
Right.
So they are sending their kids in a dependent fashion because they either don't know or they don't want to know what all it is that a school needs to do. All they know is their child needs to go to school, and that's it.
Right.
Schools, I'm not a educator, not a teacher or anything, but I worked in the school district for a short period of time where I was brought in to be a tutor for the standardized test. In Texas, it's the STAR test. And I was strictly brought in to tutor. But the catch is I was only brought in to tutor the mediocre kids. I was not allowed to touch the lower kids, and I was not allowed to touch the kids that were on the higher end. And that
it's the vision. I mean, it's what's really crazy to me. Back to the charter school. I know, Bridget and I, we put for our children to go to a charter school, which is fine. We were all excited. All these different perks that came with it. But then sitting back and analyzing and even looking at the show called The Inconvenient Truth Behind Waiting on Superman, I realized that I am putting my child in a lottery. Everybody knows that the lottery is slim to none to win it. And I'm saying that I want my child to be picked to get a good education.
I was just going to say that standardized test, that's always the main focus. Like you said, is part of the politics. And in the meantime, the instruction time is being consumed by tedious test preparation, where some schools allocate more than a quarter of the year's instructions to test prep. And they're not even learning what they can learn because they're
personally, I homeschool my children, and the benefits of that, I basically believe I can control what they're learning. My children, I make fun, education fun. Just like I said earlier, I don't oppose to sending them to school, but you have to understand that, education starts at home. You teach your children. There's baseball. There's the YMCA. I put my children.
Well, you know what? I would have to say I disagree with that. And, I know you're there to educate, get your education, but it's a joint effort in terms of that's where you learn. You also learn some independent skills, and you learn those independent living skills by being a part and kind of a part of this social setting.
Yes,
that's exactly what's happening to you subconsciously. So use those affirmations. I like the ones like, my knowledge and skills will turn into money in the bank. And all of a sudden, here I am, regular MrEthemotivator.
Write that down.
I'm writing that down.
Repeat.
You see what I'm saying? And just say these things 5 and 10 times when you just feel a certain way. My teachers love me, my kids appreciate me, my parents respect me because I am that good. And here I am, just one of the smoothest counselors in the United States of America. Your body just does it because you believe it.
With that said, let's go into the core part.
What's core, Melissa?
The core is cultivating overlook, raw, and eccentric beauty.
I like it. All right now.
So with that being said, we always try to have alternatives and organic, solutions to the topics. And so what I wanted to say was, remember to use positive affirmations, reminding your child that they are intelligent, capable, and competent. I have some herbs that I would suggest for this week. for you guys to use that will help out both the parent and the child. And I have rosemary, which helps reduce stress and increase concentration and memory. And Gatu Cola, that's GOTUKOLA. And that improves one's mental function and helps rejuvenate both the mind and body. So that's good for both the parent and the child. But with that, we have a special guest who's going to elaborate more on alternative ways to help improve memory and concentration. And it's the beautiful Felicia Southern Belle Stallworth.
Hey, Felicia.
And she's from Abundant Life Wellness Center, and she's going to discuss different alternatives as far as tapping, essential oils, different things you can eat. So come on, Mama, let us know.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for having me here today. It's so funny that you started out talking about discipline and children and the conflict that teachers are having in the class with the discipline. It is huge. I'm a mother of 4, and discipline is huge in school. I'll just say that. And even with my children coming up with some issues that they've had. And my child, I have one child that they wanted to diagnose with ADD and ADHD because of his behavior and his inability to focus and concentrate. And I thought he had some serious issues because his just behavior was off. And so once they decided, they wanted to possibly have him, take Ritalin, all these different things that they want him to take, I was like, no, that is no way that is going to happen.
Right.
So as a parent, it is our responsibility to get more information, become informed and educated before we want to jump to quick and easy, what we think are easy solutions, and they're not. And so it turns out in my research, and this has been going on for a few years now in my study, I've started to learn the importance of what our children eat and what they consume in their body and how it affects their behavior, their ability to concentrate, focus, to receive information, be able to get that information back out, how they function, and a lot of it is related to food and what they eat.
For this
week. Trending topic, guys. First of all, with the trending topic, we want you all to give us your feedback on Hardcore Beauty 2 on Twitter and Hardcore Beauty on Facebook. So, guys, everybody knows we had the touchy subject with the Ferguson murder. But what about Jesse?
Ladies, guess what? It's time for the cookie jar. It's time for the cookie jar. It's time for the cookie jar. It's time for the cookie jar.
All right, guys, let's see. All right. It was natural hair. What is your idea of natural beauty?
That is a great one.
Okay, so that came from someone who sent us.
This show is brought to you by TMIRadio.com.